Hello all, welcome to Lisa's Notes. I'm Christina John, second year BA English student of KE College, Manana. In this video, we are going to learn about the formation of negatives. What is negative formation? The negative form of a sentence denies what is said in the original sentence. Now, let's learn how to form negatives. There are some rules or conditions for the formation of negatives. The first rule is by adding note after the auxiliary verb. As you know, an auxiliary verb or helping verb helps the main verb by adding tense, mood, voice, or modality. The examples of auxiliary verbs are has, have, had, etc. So, by adding note after the auxiliary verb is the simplest way to form a negative. For example, look at the sentence. The information is reliable. The negative of this sentence is the information is not reliable. But in some cases, there will be no auxiliary verb. This condition arises in the cases of simple present and simple past. Then we have to split the do infinitive form and put not after do. Look at the sentence. John knows English. The negative of this sentence can be written as John does not know English. There are certain assertive or positive words in sentences like already, somebody, somewhere, etc. that has to be changed when we form the negative. For example, look at the sentence. They are watching something. It will be wrong if we write the negative as they are not watching something. Instead, we have to write it as they are not watching anything. So, the second rule is that it is necessary to change certain assertive words when we form the negative. We shall look at another example. They have arrived already. The negative of this sentence is they haven't arrived yet. Words and expressions like something, to some extent, already, somebody, etc. are assertive words and cannot be used in negative sentences. So, something should be changed to anything, already to yet, somebody to nobody, to either or very, still to any longer, some extent to at all, great deal to much, etc. Now, let's look at some more examples. I saw him somewhere. The negative is I did not see him anywhere. There are too many. The negative is they aren't very many. He's still there. He's not there any longer. I like him a great deal. I don't like him much. The third rule is that the abbreviated negatives can be contracting the auxiliary or not. That is, in assertive sentences which have a pronoun as the subject, an alternative form of negative is also possible. For example, the negative he isn't coming can be written also as he's not coming. One point to note is that there is no alternative negative form for am not coming. That is, we cannot write it as amn't coming. Moving on to the fourth rule. The fourth rule is that when we form the negative of a model auxiliary sentence, note carefully the verb used. That is it the main verb or the modal verb that is negated? For example, the sentence you may go swimming is negated as you may not go swimming, which means that you are not allowed to go swimming. Here, the auxiliary verb may is negated. Now, let's look at another sentence. He will do what he is told. Its negative form is he won't do what he is told. Here, it is the main verb do which is negated. So, we should be careful in making the negatives when the modal auxiliary is involved. The next point is that certain negative ideas can be expressed with the help of verbs like think, imagine, suppose, believe, etc. For example, the sentence it will rain today can be negated as it will not rain today, but it is better to say I don't think it will rain today. But note carefully that you should not use the verb hope because hope can sometimes give positive meaning. The next rule is about alternative negatives. Some sentences can have two negative forms even though there can be a difference in the meaning. Such sentences are called alternative negatives. Look at the sentence many people came. The negatives of this sentence can be written either as many people did not come or not many people came. The seventh rule is that the negative adverbs such as seldom, rarely, scarcely, hardly, barely, little, and few can be used instead of not to show negation. For example, he scarcely ever listens to me. I seldom go there, etc. In the above sentences, the adverbs seldom and scarcely conveys negative meaning. Eighth rule says that certain verbs, adjectives, and prepositions may act as negative words. For example, he denied that he had ever come here before. In this sentence, denied is a verb which conveys a negative meaning. The next one, I forgot to ask for a change. Here, forgot conveys a negative meaning. The last rule says that the negative form of auxiliary verbs like need, dare, have are formed sometimes with do and sometimes without do. These act as both auxiliary and main verb. If these words are used as auxiliary, we can directly add not. But if it is used as a main verb, we have to split the do form to write its negative. Now, let's move to the exercise questions. First question, what is meant by alternative negatives? Give 5 pairs of alternative negatives. The answer, the sentences that have two negative forms are called alternative negatives. The examples of alternative negatives are, he did not see any stars. The alternative negative is, he saw no stars. She don't have any cars. She have no cars. They don't have kids. They have no kids. He don't sit with others. He sits alone. Many people did not come. Not many people came. Second question. In a negative sentence, assertive expressions change. For example, somebody becomes nobody. Give 5 examples of this kind. The answer, it is useful to some extent. It isn't useful at all. He's coming too. He's not coming either. She was away a long time. She wasn't away long. The train has left the station already. The train has not left the station yet. She went somewhere. She did not go anywhere. Third question. A sentence may be rendered negative using certain verbs. For example, I don't think it will rain today. Give 5 examples of this kind. The answer, you will win the match. I don't think you will win the match. She will come today. I don't believe she will come today. He is ill. I don't suppose he is ill. He is tested COVID positive. I don't think he is tested COVID positive. They will shift home in 2 weeks. I don't believe they will shift home in 2 weeks. Fourth question. Negative verbs can be used to suggest negation. Give 5 examples. The answer, deny, object, reduce, hate, retaliate, etc. Fifth question. Give 3 examples each for the 2 kinds of contracted forms, pronoun plus auxiliary verb and auxiliary verb plus not. The answer for first contracted form, pronoun plus auxiliary verb is he's, she's, it's, they are. And the answer for second contracted form, auxiliary verb plus not is won't, don't, can't, etc. By that, we have come to an end of the chapter. I hope the topic is clear to you. Thank you.